Well, it's the 1st of June and I'm back down the plot again. I did come down a couple of times over the last few days, but just for watering purposes. As you can see, my mint's sort of whittled its way back somewhere. There is some fresh growth down in the centre, so I'm assuming that will come back. These strawberries are still struggling, but as you can probably see, we have got fruit coming on them. There's not going to be a lot of that on that particular plant, but this one, it's running away. It's got plenty of fruit growing all over it and lots of flowers where there isn't fruit. So I think I'm going to have a decent harvest out of here. In fact, some lovely big ones down there. Just need to ripen off a bit. So we've got good strawberries on the way. That's not a strawberry, so he can come out. It's just a weed, and another one there. There we go. But yes, there's plenty of strawberries coming. Birds dropping all the seeds for the weeds in there by the look of it. I've even got strawberries growing around the outside. I'm going to hoe around there today, get rid of all that rubbish and clean up these bits in between all my beds. As is pretty obvious here, slugs or snails, or possibly both, have nigh on decimated this side of my pea crop, and pretty well all the beans I put on this side are gone, including that one there, which was way ahead of all the others. So that's a dead end. Although the dwarf beans that I've put down the other side are actually coming along quite well, as are the peas. I mean, the peas are growing quite tall now and in flower. This one here has decided to go walk about, so we'll give him a little pinning a little bit later on, wrap another cable tie around him. And here, well, the bottom is being chewed away, but the top's still quite healthy and growing, and the dwarf bean there has had a good old chewing, so we'll have to rescue that. But on this side, generally speaking, everything's surviving quite well. It just seems to be the other side that's getting attacked. Over here, oh, I forgot about this young man. Hello, Marley. Yeah, he's decided to come and join me today, although he will be complaining later because it's quite hot. The spuds, well, I worked it out today. They've only actually been in 9 weeks, so they've got a good 3 or 4 weeks to go yet. I should imagine I'll have flowers on these ones soon, and that's when I'm going to pick it up. Thanks for the comments, guys, on UK Here We Grow. You've assisted me in deciding when to pull them. Over here, there's a pond. Is looking good. All the flowers are now getting quite well established. That is to say, all the flowers that haven't been eaten. Over here, nice marigold picking up in the corner here, and a couple of other marigolds there. But something's had a go at those and that. Obviously it's slugs and snails again, which seem to be in abundance around here. They even had a go at eating this one, but the flowers still going in full bloom. A couple of flowers are completely missing down here, and this one here, they dug it up, so I don't think that was a slug or a snail. Actually been pulled out of the ground. Again, a tidy up round here. We've got bramble growing at the bottom here. I don't want that going into my pond. If that pierces the line, the thing will leak. The lavender looks a bit wilted, but we have got green on it, and this one over here has come back nice and green. So we're getting there. And of course, the pond is actually populated with tadpoles at the moment. Not many, but enough to give me a small generation of guard frogs. Right, if we look over here, yesterday I harvested some more beetroot. I weighed it up, it was just over 1.5 pounds taken from this plant, and as you can see there are some pretty big stalks in there, and that's despite having 3 harvests. so doing well. This one isn't quite as productive, although that's a massive stalk there, and there, new leaves coming out in the middle, so we might get another crop there. I'm still waiting to see if we get any gooseberries. I haven't seen any flowers yet. I didn't prune that because I got into the plot too late to do anything to it, so you just have to see what happens this year. Another task I have to get down to doing, I'll pick this bucket out of my way, they're getting spread all over the place. Another task I've got to get down to doing is getting shot of the weeds here, because this is my asparagus plot and we don't want competition for the soil. These are the 2 rows of spuds I put in last week, Sarpomira. I have found some jazzy, so I'm going to put a row in alongside the last row there, and that'll give me another type of potato. If we walk over to the bit I did last week in the middle of the plot, oh, excuse me while I hobble. Right, as you can see, some of the tomatoes have taken off really well, but 1 or 2 of them didn't survive that drought last time, so I'm bringing up some new tomato plants to replace it, like this one here. It's just withered away, so that's getting a new plant, and that one over there likewise has had it, so I'll replace it. But all the others seem to be quite healthy. The sunflowers have sort of settled in, but this one here, I got stuck on the ground last week and used the cane to help me get up and snapped the stalk on that sunflower, so I brought another one from home. As you can see, the slugs and snails have already got that one as well, so I'm just hoping that it survives. This one doesn't look too healthy, but it still has an unbroken stem. I just have to see what I can do with it, if it will grow. I have got more seedlings, so we'll find out if that comes to anything afterwards. You're starting to pant now, aren't you, Marley? Hey? You panting now? Yeah, you're panting. Yeah. Your spring onions have survived despite getting trodden on. Some of my beetroot has been squashed, so I'm only sort of thinking that possibly somebody stepped on that. Some of it's coming along quite well. In fact, the beetroot up in my raised bed is actually going very, very well, so I'll be reliant on that. I'll be planting some more this week anyway, get my sort of successional crop in. I've got some lettuce that have actually come through, so I'm thinking of putting a row of lettuce along here, and I'm not sure how well they grow with spring onions, so I'll check that out, see if they're a good companion plant. If not, I could always chuck them in amongst the tomatoes, because they're very quick growing and they won't really interfere with the tomato crop. So we'll see how that goes. Right, so that's it. That's my task for today. Sorting out the beans and peas, putting some replacement bean plants in. I haven't got any pea plants ready to replace the sugar snaps with, but I'll see if I've got some more seeds for those at home. I do believe I have. And as I say, just a bit of watering. These are the other spuds here. I don't know how that bucket got over there. They're catching up now with the ones in the buckets, so it won't be long before I'm harvesting spuds. So Sarpomira here, Sarpomira in this row, Charlotte's in this row, and Marquis in those 2 rows. So I've got a nice variety there, nice differential. Let's go and have a look in the greenhouse now. So last time I came, everything was sweltering hot and dying and frying in there. So for the last few days I've left the skylight open and the door, let some air get through. New carrots coming up. I just scattered some seed in there the other day, and they've now got their first leaves. Again, the same there. First leaves are coming through. Radishes are looking a lot better since they got some water on them. I have watered stuff today as well, by the way. My watermelon, I transplanted it out of the seed module into this pot, and it's picking up well. So today this shelf is going to get cleared. I'm going to put a growing bag in there in the corner and get my watermelon planted in there, so I can get that cracking on. I've finally got some brassicas, so I'll be putting some of those out. And as I say, I wasn't sure what these were. I mean, they look like they are tomato plants. I don't remember putting tomato plants in here. It's got me confused. Not sure what these are. They may well be the lettuce seeds that I planted. But I can hear Marley complaining. The tomatoes are doing really well under here. They're coming along nicely. They've all got flowers now. Some of them have got 2 trusses, and they've been fed. And listen to this bit. Obviously, my cosmos. Marley, what's the matter? Cosmos are doing well, but here, surprise, surprise, I have got some burpless cucumbers. So, finally got there. This is the survivors of the tomato rot from the heat. So we'll see how they do. I'm going to have to go and see to Marley because he's whinging and whining out here. What's the matter, Marley? Oh, he doesn't normally complain. I think it might be too hot. So I'll go and take him in the shed. Catch you all later. Hey, what's the matter, boy? What's the matter? I did put you a drink out here. You haven't found it? Well, it's pretty obvious what Marley was complaining about. Brought him in the shed, and he's gone right into the shade and curled himself up, and more has gone to sleep. Which brings me to something that really upsets me, because at the moment outside today it's about 22, 23 degrees, but in the direct sunlight it feels more like about 30 degrees. People leave their animals in their cars in this. Now, you just saw how Marley reacted just to being in the sunlight for less than 5 minutes. Imagine what it'd been like being left in a locked car. So always remember, on weather like this, if you've got a dog or a cat or even children, do not leave them in the car in warm weather, because you could come back to a corpse, and it's not very nice. He's happy now. He's lying down there and he's got some water. And he's turning down anything that resembles food at the moment, but at least he's calm and content. In the meantime, I put the kettle on, because I thought if I'm coming indoors with Marley, I might as well be productive. Well, sweat's pouring down my nose now, so I'll switch off and get back to you all later after I've done those transplants. Well, I've been doing a little bit of transplanting. Now I've got a fairly full collection of tomatoes, and I should get a nice crop from those, plus the ones in the greenhouse. The sunflowers, I've transplanted the one I brought from home, and also put some salad in the ground here. These are little gem lettuces that I've sown between the sunflowers and the tomatoes. I want to get some thyme and grow it in there as well. Over this way, the things that were in that trough turned out they are radishes, so I've supplemented this row of beetroot with some radishes, and I've got a lot more where they came from, so another couple of rows. I decided not to transplant the watermelon because I had a little look at it and the roots aren't particularly well established at the moment, so I thought I'd just leave it alone in that pot for another week or so and then have a go at it then. likewise the brassicas that are in there. I've got cabbages and what's that stuff, purple sprouting broccoli, and cauliflower. They are at a stage where if I put them out now, they're going to get decimated by cabbage white butterflies or slugs and snails. So as I haven't got any netting as yet, I thought I won't put them out until I have, which is going to be about a week or so. And I forgot to bring the jazzy potatoes with me, so they're not going in today either. So that's pretty well it. I mean, I've been round and watered everything. The pond's watering itself at the moment. You can tell that there's cloud because the actual spray from the fountain's intermittent. And once the sky clears and the sun comes out, there we go, it gets bigger and bigger and actually reaches the other end of the pond. There we go, it's starting to expand now. So there we go. It's very dependent on direct sun. A little bit of cloud or shadow on it, it almost stops. There we go. Anyway, that's it for today. I'm not going to do anything else now. Marley's far too hot. I'm not bringing him in when I come tomorrow. It's just not fair on him. He's actually been sick through the heat. So I'm wrapping up now and heading for home. Catch you all later then. Bye bye.